Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been part of something, in my case, the tattoo industry, but you didn't quite feel like you fitted in? You've never been part of the clique and almost a bit of an outsider, even if you've become proficient in that area. You never feel like you hit the mark, or maybe you find it hard to receive praise because you feel almost like a fraud. Well, in this video, guys, I'm going to lift the lid on a very taboo subject and hopefully create a dialogue and get some discussion started and see how many people imposter syndrome actually affects. Guys, let's leave the egos at the door and kick the hinges off of this one. Hey guys, welcome to this video, and I'm about to share with you something that very little people actually know about me, and that is the vast majority of my life I've experienced the phenomenon known as imposter syndrome. Now, this has become more evident to me when I became a tattooist and then a YouTuber. So we're quickly going to dive into a little animation now to give you a snapshot of how this has affected me, and also give you a behind the scenes look into my mindset of tattoo world and also YouTube. And then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss it and hopefully start a healthy debate in the comments section, because I think it's going to be really interesting to hear other people's perspectives on this subject. So let's now take a step back when I first decided to become a tattooist. When I first started getting interested in tattooing, I'd see all these cool tattooists and daydreamed how awesome it would be to tattoo for a career. So testing the water, I googled how to tattoo and instantly regretted it, reading a barrage of abusive threads at why I could never be a tattooist and why I would even dare to ask such a thing. So after some thought, I decided to bite the bullet and approach a few studios with my drawing portfolio. I instantly felt out my depth the moment I walked through the doors, and I just felt I wasn't cool enough. Or did I contain the magic tattoo DNA to be part of the cool clique? After lots of knockbacks and some pretty rude encounters, I was lucky enough to get an apprenticeship. I studied day and night to eventually reach an acceptable standard of tattooing. Fast forward, and I eventually opened my very own studio. But here's the kicker. Even though I had my own studio, even though I was getting clients, I never really felt like a tattooist. To a point I actually felt awkward telling people I was a tattooist. This didn't get better with time, and actually I'd say as my popularity grew, my imposter feeling grew steadily with it. Every time I'd upload a pic of my work to social media, I'd get cold sweats and praying that no real tattooist would come along and call me out for being a fraud, and be terrified that they'd laugh at my work. Without doubt, the worst I've ever felt was when I did my first convention. I went into it wet behind the ears, and I was really excited about it until I turned up and walked into the main hall. I remember there was nearly 200 tattoo artists there setting up their stalls, and it should have been an amazing experience for me. But all I saw was a huge tattoo family made up of super cool people, and then there was me, the fake guy. The imposter that absolutely should not have been there. I remember feeling physically sick walking up to my allocated booth and seeing a studio opposite me look amazingly cool with equally cool tattooists sat talking to each other, and I remember keeping my head down the whole time I was setting up and praying that the cool tattooist didn't make fun of me or realise that I was a fraud. My biggest achievement that day was actually seeing the day through and working it when every fibre of my being was telling me to just go home and never tattoo ever again. So not content with torturing myself enough, fast forward to starting my YouTube channel. The main reasons for starting my YouTube channel was to review new equipment which I'd bought, and also to show newcomers to the industry that not everyone is a douchebag that will tell you you'll never make it as a tattooist, and actually share some of my knowledge and hopefully help some of you guys out. Again, as my popularity grew, so did my self-doubt. Now I'll let you into a secret which absolutely nobody knows about. When I had around 700 subscribers, I actually felt so much of a fraud, plus that mixed together with a load of abusive comments from douchebags, I actually tried to delete my channel late one night, but for whatever reason, YouTube didn't seem to delete it. So after spending around 20 minutes of trying to end Jono Smith, I eventually gave up and went to bed, deciding to press forward since I was even a failure at trying to quit my YouTube channel. As the subscribers flowed in at a steady pace, tattoo companies started to approach me to review their products. My initial thoughts were complete elation. I was ecstatic, but this was quickly replaced with the feeling of dread. These were real tattoo companies wanting a real tattooist and probably a cool, funky personality to review their cool products. Why the hell would they be asking me? I'm an imposter. I put so many hours, days, and sometimes weeks into making the best videos I could possibly make for them. Then click the upload button and pray to the Almighty that the companies didn't rip me to shreds when they saw my videos. This feeling was by no means limited to the sponsored videos. As a matter of fact, every time I upload a video, you can guarantee behind the scenes, I'll be sat panicking, almost expecting a wave of abuse and insults from my subscribers. The strange thing is, 99.9% of the time, my subscribers leave the most positive, awesome comments, and instead of my brain telling me to be happy, it tells me, you're lucky this time. They've still not worked you out. You're an imposter. You'd think the more subscribers I gain, the more I begin to accept the fact, maybe you are part of this family. Maybe you can call yourself a tattooist. But as of the moment, the bigger the channel grows, the more I battle with self-doubt. So there's my story, guys, a snapshot into my crazy brain. The purpose of this video isn't for any reassurance or a pat on the back or anything like that. It's just to open up a discussion with you guys because I have a genuine interest if any of you experience anything like this. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about tattooing, it could be any aspect of your life, but ultimately, if this video can help a few people battle the demons and have someone like myself say to you, in this industry of fierce competition and ridiculous godlike egos, it's okay to feel inadequate, it's okay to feel like you don't belong, and it's okay to feel out of your depth or a little bit vulnerable sometimes, because the chances are most of the people that you look up to are probably fighting their very own battles behind a confident front that they put on and want you to see. So let's bring the guards down, guys, let's get talking to each other, and for the first time, let's make it okay for us to talk about sometimes not feeling okay. So that's all from this video, guys, and if I could ask one favour, if you've taken anything from this video at all, smash that like button, let's get talking, let's open the discussions up in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed, it's important to check that notification bell, stay up to date with all my latest uploads. I'm gonna go now and I'll be sat stressing, waiting for the comments to roll in. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, look after yourselves, love each other, and I'll see you in the next one.